All right, hello everyone to the Living on the B-Side podcast, episode number 3 coming at you. Today I've got a wonderful guest on the podcast. It's Serena from Sova Social. Serena runs her own social media agency here in Melbourne, and her and her team, they look after the social media obviously for businesses and individuals, and making sure that it's not like a robot but it's more human. So and she's really doing really well at it as well. I've seen it myself, so I can vouch for that. So that's what she does in business. She's a very go-getter, but she also has a family, lovely girl Rosie, and I believe another one on the way. I think I covered everything, Serena. Let me know if I've missed anything vital.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's really great to be having a chat with you tonight. I suppose, you've ticked everything off the list. I tend to mainly work with women in business, and I suppose predominantly mums in business and companies that target mums in business. And that's mainly who I work with, because that's who I am and who I connect with. And it also comes down to a bit of my musical story as well, which we'll probably get into a bit later.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Okay, so anyone who hasn't listened to the podcast before, it's about business people, entrepreneurs, anyone that's doing really well in business. And I thought I'll take a bit of a different approach. With that, I want to find out if there's any like music, songs, themes, artists that have influenced that person, and I want to talk about that and see how that has changed them or helped them change in their business journey and also life. So that's kind of the intro to our interview, Serena. So my first question obviously is there an artist or a theme of music or several artists that have kind of influenced you or shaped you into the woman you are today?
Yes, I think so, definitely. I had a bit of a musical epiphany, I think, probably 3.5 years ago at a Dolly Parton concert, of all things. I never thought I would go to a Dolly Parton concert. I'd never really listened to her music before. Of course, we all know her songs and we all know Dolly Parton. But I got a chance. I was working in a corporate job. I got a chance to go sit in a corporate box and go see Dolly Parton. And I thought, well, of course, why wouldn't I do that? And I ended up absolutely just falling in love with her and having so much respect for her. And I couldn't stop talking about her for months. And then I kind of realised, I had this epiphany that all throughout my life, childhood, adolescence, I'd really resonated with really strong female singers. So people like Madonna, for one, Kylie, who was probably a bit manufactured in the start, but is certainly, you couldn't argue now that she's not one of the most successful Australian female artists around. Alanis Morissette, people like that I really resonated with growing up. And I kind of think back now and think at the time it was probably a bit of an FU to my parents and my upbringing, maybe. So this kind of rebel, this rebel woman that didn't really care about what others thought and just shaped themselves and attracted their own tribe and just did what they needed to do. And I hadn't really thought of it before until I went to this Dolly Parton concert, and she told this story about how she'd actually modelled herself and had fallen in love as a child with the town prostitute.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that story.
Yeah, and so that's why she has all the hair, all the jewels, all the long nails, the big boob, everything like that. That was her look. She really resonated with that look, which, for most people is not probably something that we would aspire to look like, let's be honest here. But the moral of the story being is that she did resonate with that. She is the person that she wants to be. She's a very strong woman. She's an incredibly successful woman. And she's still attracted a tribe, despite perhaps having all these people having different thoughts about why she's like that or why she's a bit fake or things like that. So to me, the epiphany was that this strong woman has really come into my business, I think. I was pregnant with my daughter, Rosie, when I was at when I was at this Dolly Parton concert. I didn't know I was having a daughter at that stage. But since also having a daughter, wanting to, you know, really instill in her that willfulness and that determination and that individuality and, you know, to really go get things for yourself and no one else, has really instilled that in me. So when I'm now running my business, that's why I really love supporting women in business, mums in business. I loved this whole women in business community. Mm-hmm. I have nothing against men at all, not at all. But I just, it just really resonates with me. These strong women that have been part of my life musically growing up, I can now see as having such an impact in me now in my business, because that's the type of woman that I hope I'm still growing into, even at, you know, 36. I'm still developing all of those things. I'm hoping that I'm bringing my daughter up to be one of those people as well. And I just really love supporting other women so that they can do it too. So that's really, yeah, just when I really thought about it, I could see a pattern occurring throughout my whole life.
Yeah. So when you listen to these women, has that kind of, well, obviously you covered that to a certain degree. It has shaped your mindset and how you think about things. But was there, like, do you remember like one moment apart of it from the Dolly Parton concert where you thought, gee, you know, I can step up and I can be more confident, or I can really do this? Do you remember any moment where you thought, no, I'm not going to be like this, not just this woman, I'm going to be like a Wonder Woman? Do you remember anything like that, or was that more the Dolly Parton concert that really made that clear to you? Or?
That kind of brought a whole heap of different feelings together. I remember certain parts of growing up, like with Madonna, like when she brought out her sex book and things like that. I went to her, I begged and pleaded to go to her girly show tour when I think I was only 12 or 13 at the time. And my dad went with me. And, you know, I just kind of those little snippets of somebody really going out of what was essentially the norm at that point in time. That was very risque at that, you know, in the early 90s. So kind of experiencing those women really step outside what was considered normal for women to do. You know, I remember that, you know, there were topless dancers at this Madonna girly show concert at the MCG, but there'd been male topless dancers for years and years and years in videos on TV and things like that. But I remember that this was just so controversial. They appeared for probably the first minute of the concert and never again, but they were probably one of the most talked about parts of the concert. So I just, you know, just those little things that happened have really had a big impact on me. And then at the Dolly Parton show, it all kind of came together and I was like, okay, this is what's been happening. And, you know, then having my daughter, and then I realised, no, this is it. This is when I can't back down and I need to be strong.
So what have you done different since that concert? What sort of things have you changed, or what steps have you taken to really embrace that being a woman and being able to, you know, do everything that you kind of set yourself out that you want to do?
I think I actually stopped just trying to please others and really just focused on pleasing myself and the close-knit people around you. So obviously everything I do now is for myself, for my daughter, for whatever this baby is that's coming along, for my husband. But, you know, ultimately, like in a work sense, I was forever scrambling to do things for other people. And now I obviously do a lot for my clients, but I make sure that I'm working with the right clients and working with the right brands and things like that, so that I can always stick with this vision that, you know, I'm there to support women.
Yeah, I can see you're really very women focused, so I can tell it had a really strong impact.
It did. It's not to say I haven't worked with them, I've certainly had male clients, but you know, I'm just all for women really giving it a go, getting outside their comfort zone, not being stereotyped and you know, just doing everything that they can to please themselves, not other people.
Yeah, so I do think the artists you've mentioned are definitely falling into that
Yeah,
category.
yeah.
You can't go past Madonna, Alanis Morissette, Dolly Parton. I mean, she's done her thing for I don't know how many years now.
Yeah.
So
She's incredible. She's a really incredible person. If you've ever heard her speak, she was just so charismatic, and she really, you know, Rod Laver Arena was just full of people, and when she spoke, she just had them all in the palm of her hand. She was really really mesmerizing, actually. And she's the tiniest little dot, you know, tiniest little thing, and she just had people.
Yeah. So your key 3 takeaways from that concert, if you would have to, or if you wanted to give those to any females listening, or even males, and watching, what are sort of the 3 key takeaways you got from that concert?
If you want something bad enough, go and get it. Whether it seems to be acceptable or culturally acceptable at the time, go and get it. So Dolly Parton wanting to model herself on the prostitute, she wanted to do that. She went and did it, despite it probably not being within her town the culturally acceptable thing to do. That if you fail, just try and try again. If it's something that you really do believe in, then you'll get there eventually. And number 3 is just sort of supporting each other. If you be authentically yourself, you will attract like-minded people, and you will attract your own tribe. And whether it be women or men as well, once you do, then you'll start building this great support network, and it's really just about supporting each other.
Love those 3 points. Really good. So these days, do you listen to music while you work, or don't you get a chance to it, or is that something that doesn't work for you? Because some people that can just listen to music and it works, and others they're like, nah, I prefer to quiet.
I actually prefer to work in silence at the moment, but I do. So I have Spotify, which I will play if I'm working at home, but it does distract me, so I will end up singing rather than working, or dancing in the kitchen or something like that. And having a toddler, I'm not allowed to play any of my music. It's the Trolls soundtrack at the moment, which is actually quite good. I quite like it, but you know, I've listened to it a million times. So yeah, having little kids, I'm not allowed to listen to my own music at the moment.
Do you actually get told by your daughter, Mummy, you're not allowed to listen to that, you have to listen to the Trolls?
Yes, she does. No, I don't like the song. Put my Trolls music on. So no uncertain terms. And you know, I'm trying to raise this strong, opinionated woman, so I have to respect that.
So what's good about the troll music? You know, is there anything that
it's actually it's really upbeat, but it also has this. So I don't know if you've seen the movie.
No, I haven't. No.
So one of the main characters is called Poppy, and she's a princess troll, and she kind of leads all the trolls. And she's a really strong female character. She sort of saves the day in the end. And so a lot of this music is about her getting knocked down and stepping back up again. It's really upbeat. So it's actually a soundtrack that I really like Rosie listening to. And, you know, it's amazing at 2.5 that she knows the words to these songs. She'll be bopping along in the back seat, actually singing the lyrics. So music, really it can start really, really early.
Oh, wow. That's really good. I like that. I might have to go and listen to it myself.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a really good movie, and the soundtrack's good. So it's mainly there's Justin Timberlake, and there's Cyndi Lauper covers.
Oh, okay.
Anna Kendrick, who's an actress, but she's got quite a good voice. Lionel Richie covers, things like that. So it's quite a good soundtrack.
Oh, well, there's some good artists on there too.
Yeah.
Really good. Excellent. Okay, well, we've covered the Trolls, which I didn't see coming. I remember the troll figures back in the days with the funky hairstyle and all that.
Yeah, they're kind of the same. They're a little bit more modern than that now, because they've got, you know, a bit more decoration and crowns and sparkles and things. But yeah, they're essentially the same as back in the 80s and 90s when we were growing up.
Cool. I like them. Had posters on my wall with the trolls.
Yeah.
Kind of scary to admit that, but yeah, I did. If you would have to pick one song that would describe your business, which one would that be? I kind of have one for you, but I'm not telling you that just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've thrown one at you then.
Yeah, you have. Caught me off guard. I don't know. You tell me your suggestion and I'll tell you what I think.
I feel like a Beyonce song, definitely. And I think, do you know the song Girls? I feel like that kind of describes you. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who runs the world? Girls, you know. I just feel like that fits. Because I see what you do from a work perspective, and I think that really fits to what you do.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I would say that I'm not quite there yet to have a Beyonce song attached to me. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's a really hard question, actually. I might have to get back to you with my idea on that.
Dolly Parton, working 9 to 5.
Yeah, well, no, because I
not
don't
really. No, you don't. You're a night owl, from what I understand.
I am. So. I'm more like a 9 till 3 a.m.
Oh, if it's a bit easier, what kind of song do you think, if you have a downer day and you could listen to any song apart from the Trolls, would you put on to get you going?
Yeah, look, it would probably be some old school Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that stuff. I also really love, completely not anything to do with what I've just spoken about, but I do love a bit of Pink Floyd, a bit of Led Zeppelin and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah, so
didn't see that one coming.
Maybe some of that. I do. I'm a fan of Beyonce as well, so that's always pretty uplifting dance music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I do like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Some of the old school Led Zeppelin songs are pretty good to get you going.
Yeah, they are pretty out there, some of their songs too. But
yes.
Gotta get used to that, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I think we've covered quite a bit. I love the fact that Dolly Parton came in and the Trolls. I don't think you hear that in one podcast.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Dolly Parton myself. I was not expecting such a thing to come out of a Dolly Parton concert, but I really felt like such a changed person after that. Really strange.
Sometimes it hits you in the most unusual moments and places.
Yeah, I just had a big aha moment, and it felt good.
Excellent. All right. If you got anything to add, anything that we might have not covered, I think we have.
I feel like we've had a good chat. I really love what you're doing with all of these too, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a really great and different way to look at it. It really forced me to think about things as well, but it's helped me continue to put some other things in a row, like with my business and how I position myself with my business, and to, just thinking about it musically and kind of the journey that I've gone through childhood, adolescence, to this Dolly Parton concert, and then running my own business and having children. And it kind of actually made me think about it a bit more.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you. That's really good feedback. I love it. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. It was great. You're very welcome. And hopefully we'll chat again soon. And
yeah, I'm sure we will.
Thanks for coming on, and hopefully all goes well with your new arrival to the family. Fingers crossed.
Any day now.
Fingers and toes crossed, and everything else that we can cross.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming on, and all the best with your journey personally and with your business.
Thank you.
No
you
worries.
Too. All the best for living on the B-side.
Thank you. I'm sure it will go fine. Thank you, Serena.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Bye.